Hey, Tribe.
What's up, Tribe? Soul Tribe, yeah, we down for life.
Soul Tribe, yeah, we down to ride.
Soul Tribe, yeah, we down for life.
We done knocked the prayer, the
okay, I was like, look, that's why I was like, okay, right? What's going on here? Hold on.
She done put together some nice jobs.
Oh my gosh.
Protection
Y'all, we are getting these things together. Like, we can't even give them out we can't even, like, really sell these yet because Spirit says there's more needed. So I'm just so anxious about this, right? So when these go out tomorrow, they are going to be hot. Smoking, full of good energy, full of just prayer and you
It's a
know,
lot that goes
divinity.
in-
Okay,
It's a lot that goes into one of these jars.
from both of us.
They might
right?
seem simple, but they not simple.
Right.
It's a lot. It's a lot in them.
Okay.
Good for protection.
Right.
So we just cleansing energy out. I've been chasing down these little monitoring spirits, right?
Beat them down.
I caught one on the ceiling. I had the swatter. It was on the ceiling. I jumped up 1 foot, caught it, popped. It felt like stop playing me.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, oh my goodness. And I don't know, Auntie's over here being attacked by like something's on my back. Like literally, I don't know what it is. But it's crazy because, you know, just been doing good and getting better. And I noticed that things have just been attacking out of nowhere
That might
because...
been the pressure from them cans.
Yeah, but it was no. I don't think.
That.
Yeah, I feel like it's something. I feel like it's spiritual. You know, I feel like it's a spiritual thing. I feel like, you know, because I'm so amped up about this next level, because I know what's going on in the spirit realm. You know, I feel like I'm so tapped in that, you know, evil wants me to just be like, oh, this is going on. Oh, that's going on. It's like, I need help, Lord. Right? That's what's going on. Like, these spirits trying to get me. Hey. My life be getting tricky. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know exactly what's going on right now. It's like, you know, for once in my life, I'm actually truly, you know, practicing what I preach, right? And so because I'm doing this, you know, the enemy doesn't like it, right? So it's like little things will come up and try to be a distraction to what's really going on. But see, I'm smarter than that now, you know? I look at everything spiritually, so I know, you know, even when things are going wrong, they're going right for me, right? Hey, hey, hey. It's getting hard, Lord. Hey, the spirits out to get me. My life is getting tricky. The world is going crazy. Respect is lost. You must discern the truth or expect to get lost. Hey, you know, I'm like, I work too hard, you know what I'm saying, to get where I am today. And I know you guys feel the same way. So it's like, you know, when that negativity comes up to me, you know, I look at it different now. You know, I used to let it get me down when challenges come. You know, I used to want to run from them, you know, but it's like, and when it rains, we don't run now. Life is getting better. Hey, you ever felt like that? You know, maybe you used to run like me, but not no more. It's like, it is what it is. We're going to handle this. And when it rains, we don't run now. Life is getting better. Hey, we in a fast lane. Hey, hey, hey. We had to learn to surrender was the only way. Hey, hey. We pulled the mask off. Hey, and now we live in mask off. Hey. And now we live in mask off.
Hey.
Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well and good energy, right? Attracting the life you desire, because it's your birthright, right? We're coming through with another live for you guys. Take the message how it resonates in your life. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget, if you love the video, to run your girl and your boy up with some hearts, okay? All praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, right? Ashe to the ancestors.
Big ashe to the ancestors. All praise to the Most High. I'm getting tongue-tied lately. So, how y'all doing? Where y'all from? Drop it in the box.
Drop it in there. Y'all know we like to know where y'all at. Where you guys
from.
at? Where you from? What's up?
Where you at? What's going on? This is a collective reading. We're going to be doing air signs on YouTube. And we're going to start tonight. So it'll be on YouTube tomorrow. Air signs, right?
Well, it'll be live tonight.
Be live tonight.
Yeah. It'll be live tonight. So make sure you guys are following us on YouTube. We're Elemental Beings Divine News. Make sure you have your bell notification so that you know when we go live.
Shot-town.
Shot-town. Hey. What up, Shot-town?
Okay, so look, we're gonna do I've been doing a little tarot action lately. I've been laying with the tarot and I've been using the oracles to clarify my tarot. So the message has been on point, per usual. And I got downloads before we even jump into the messages, right? And these are downloads that now I am basically moving how Spirit has me moving. So I'm back to this download. Wounded immaturity, right? That's the subject matter, right? So these are some essentials that I wrote down in regards to wounded immaturity. 1, the traumas of our childhood, right, is on full blast right now.
Yes.
And if you say it's not, then I'm going to have to question your elevation because it's not something that some are going through. It's something that all of us are going through. Your childhood traumas, they resurfacing. And it's a reason why, because perhaps you have to pass through them to the next level.
Real.
The traumas from your childhood, they are going to resurface, right? When you're trying to go to the next level, that's the self-sabotaging energy, if I ever seen it. That's the self-doubt energy. That's the shadow side of your introspection, which is the downside. Childhood traumas, right? Listen to the footnote. Most areas we harden to and call it growing up, when in reality we remain unhealed. And then we push the next generation into the same unhealed mindset, forcing them to move unhealed in the name of growing up. Right?
Oh, wow.
So look, this is why our childhood traumas is down on us real heavy. It's because we failed to, a lot of us, we failed to go back to our childlike energy. We negated that part of our existence for so long that we became hard, right? And then when we hardened, we called it growing up. And then what we do, we force our kids to grow up. Just think about it. If you're a parent and you got a child and you out in public and your child sits down on the ground, which is naturally what they would do. The essence of the child will be connected to the ground, could be a form of grounding. And what do? We snatch them up like they inappropriate. Get up off the ground, clean yourself off. And now realizing that, you know, the closer that the child is to the ground, the more in alignment the child is with their true self, right? So essentially us forcing them up off the ground is like it's kind of like an allegory, or it's kind of symbolic to what we do with ourselves.
Right.
We overlook all our traumas and we just tell ourselves we need to grow up about it. And we become hardened, right? And then we begin to force the next generation into the same thing. So I feel that Spirit is saying now, being an ascended being that you are, you know, being a highly spiritually sensitive being that you are becoming, you can now face the traumas of your childhood. And you can face them dead on and begin to sort them out. Because truly, the way to some of our next level is through the trauma. It's being able to revisit the past and what happened. And contend with it. Heal. You gotta go back and heal in the past to get to the future.
That's real.
And nobody ever taught us about that degree. That, you know, we could be broken at the age 9. We could be broken at the age of 14. We could be broken at the age of 17. We could be broken at the age of 19. We can even be broken at the age of 22. But whenever we broke, life kind of stops right there. that unhealed place right there, yeah, we continue to grow and we continue to exist, but a lot of us been hurt so bad that you can't grow beyond that place unless you revisit it. Some people go to therapy for it. And if people need therapy, I encourage that. Some people have spiritual strength and awareness to deal with these kind of issues. But nevertheless, the childhood traumas, they could be coming up and rising up. And, you know, trying to so much hold authority over you.
I notice like when we're going to a new level, it's almost like you get tested, right? So you might pass the first test, right? The first test could be, forgiveness, right? All right, so you get past that level, right? Now it's like God is moving you somewhere else. So now you may be tested with something else, is what I'm hearing, right? You may be tested with something else, right? It could be, boundaries or whatever it is. It's like, just know that every time, you grow, you're going through different tests, right? Different challenges and obstacles. It's all a part of the journey, and it's helping you develop and grow.
Definitely. And it says, we have to resist certain urges in order to gain clarity as to why they even drive us the way that they do. And this is not judging anybody or nothing like that, because I'm not the one to judge, right? I got my own issues and my own problems. But I know that spirit is not lying in that, right? We have to resist certain urges in order to gain clarity as to why does this even drive me the way it does anyway. The only way you can really figure it out is to resist it. It's like you can't really study a thing when you so entangled with it. When you with it, you can't really see it. So I feel like, it could be a need. That's a defense mechanism. Powerful one. Resistance, right? Just resisting the urge. Even if you find yourself in a place where you weak to a certain thing, at least try to resist it. At least you don't have to give in your all. You know what I'm saying? That's the beginning of resistance right there. Even allowing your mind to, first of all, being real enough to say that I'm weak. Something, I can't resist it. I'm weak to it. Because a lot of people stay bound by things that they can walk away from because they got too much pride to admit that it's bonding them. Now realizing admittance is the way to, that's kind of the way to healing. Yeah. To admit, it frees up energy.
It's the first step.
One of the first steps, right? Because if I keep on saying, oh, this thing ain't whipping me, or I could deal with this thing, or I could stop whenever I choose to. But then the question really becomes, but can you? Can you stop? Can you resist it? Because it will try you.
You can't if you don't see it as a problem.
Oh, yeah. Number 2, don't alienate yourself due to odd fetishes and desires. No matter your glitch, there are other humans that share it. And not all see your glitch as an odd affliction. So that's for a person that you may alienate yourself due to different odd things about you. Like you may have odd fetishes, you may have odd desires, right? You may have what you consider glitches. Glitches are those things that we really feel like we the only ones that got it, but really it's a whole lot of other people that have the same glitch. Not only that, it's people that don't look at your glitch as an affliction. Some of the things that you look down on yourself about, other people can see light in them. Other people can marvel at them. Other people can even see the beauty in it. But if you taught and trained by people who didn't understand you that, that part of you is worthless, or that part of you is no beauty in that, then you really don't know how to do it. So you alienate a lot, And sometimes, thank you, Spirit, we alienate sometimes, and it be for years because we trying to really find out ourselves who we are. And I don't feel like that amount of alienation is good because nobody should be alone, Real talk. Like if you find yourself wanting to be alone, that can also be a spirit that you might wanna have them type of connections and loosen your grip on them. Because spirits that drive you to alienate yourself, they not always the best kind of spirits. So don't alienate yourself due to your odd fetishes and desires. Look towards others who are like-minded, right? Open up your mind. Move into the unknown. Soon you'll find that there's other people out there that's just like you, that can understand you, that can comprehend you. They on the same frequency. But if you alienate it, you're missing an opportunity. That's the devil's play. Yeah, it truly is. The devil likes to isolate. Evil likes to isolate. Because evil knows if it isolates you, it stands a greater chance at defeating you. And see, this last download is kind of sensitive, so it just speaks of some of us who suffer from extreme forms of abuse that we find it hard to get by, right? It's a collective energy available. Like, for the things that are hard for you to process, this is why God got us where He got us at. You can use it to your advantage, but you got to be willing to open up. You have to be willing to tell your story. You got to be willing to connect with somebody. Just trying to alienate and just trying to look at other readings from the looking at readings from the shadows and trying to put it all together through readings and trying to sift through this and find out, well, there's going to come a time where that's not going to really be substantial enough. And it leads you to a place where you have less answers than you started with.
More confusion.
Yeah, it's going to confuse you if anything. So right here in this energy, for those of us who suffer from extreme forms of abuse, first of all, you got to understand there's other survivors, right? On whatever level it may be. Some big, some small. But whatever level is other survivors, and you got to be willing to connect with them. This is when you're going to find your strength. This is when you're going to, and also, this is when you will begin to attract, when you're receptive, when you're in receiving energy, you will begin to attract. As long as you in your heart, you don't want to be bothered, as long as you want to lay in, as long as you want to let days go by where you just stuck in your head and just trying to ponder it all out, as long as you want to still resort to readings and try to put it together for hours at a time, not when you do these things, it's screaming to the universe that you really don't want change, that you're not really open and receptive.
Right, you begin to manifest those things into your life.
So you essentially manifest more distance, just from your fear of opening up, just from your fear of being willing to connect, just from some people, we so afraid to tell our business, right? We so afraid for people to see some of the things that we went through, some of the things that we done. But even I say, until we get over that fear, what use are we gonna be for the future version of myself? Because see, it should be me growing to a place where the past version of myself, oh yeah, we could kick it about that. Might help you. We could kick it about how I used to be and what I used to do. We can kick it about that. God has healed me to a place where we can definitely dive into that. But that's the way to true healing. That's the way to true growth. If talking about your past is very sensitive to you and it still hurts you and you still wounded, that's the place where we gotta start right there. Because you gotta begin to be healed. You gotta at least heal to a place where you can tell your story without it causing you to relapse to the trauma, without feeling like it's breaking too much off of you. And realizing that the weakest version of your story is a strong point for another person.
Okay.
When you telling your story, and you seem like you at the weakest point, somebody could be listening to your story like, man, that's how they made it through that. That was a lot of strength. And you thinking that you telling your story, you saying I was weak, I was at my lowest. Somebody listening to your story that know it's real, they like, oh, they strong. That you know, that's how it works. So that's what I'm saying. Your story is effective. It becomes your testimony. Okay, guys. So the cards is what we shuffle.
Good stuff.
Downloads up. Cards is what we about to shuffle.
What's up, y'all? I see the octopus showing up. I'm sorry, actually it's the jellyfish, my bad. Okay, the jellyfish is showing up here. So there's something about being interconnected with the larger whole. You know, I've been picking up a lot of soul tribe energy, a lot of love, a lot of community kind of energy, a lot of people connecting, you know, a lot of things being born, a lot of life being given, a lot of just love. It says, be carried without resistance. So, you know, this is also talks about the flow of life. Okay, being vulnerable, you know, being open to receive. Vulnerability is very important for you here. Okay, something about that. You could be really stretching yourself very thin in certain areas. You know, you could be like trying to multitask way too many things. You know what I noticed? Multitasking is cool, but sometimes it's better to get like a complete project finished before we start something else. And I know that, you know, they teach us at work and different places like, multitask, right? But in the real world, when we're really trying to do something for the divine, the mission, the purpose, the people, the community, right? We should, you know, do one thing at a time and take pride in it. You know what I'm saying? You know, make sure you give your best, your all, and finish that thing out. Because I don't know, there's something about someone needs to carry something out. You can have a plan that you're not carrying completely out here. Okay, something about the larger picture, the larger whole, the connection, the flow of life is here. Yeah, because the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, yeah, something about the Wheel of Fortune is here. Okay, I don't know. You could just, I told you, if you were in the morning show, I was speaking about how this week will be one of the best weeks of our lives. Because we have decided that, right? You know, you can feel the change in the energy, right? When I woke up this morning, it was like, it was different, you know. I'm finding myself lately, and I'm noticing that, you know, my fiance is doing it as well. We are waking up in the middle of night in prayer and just different kind of warfare. We're fighting for you guys. We're fighting for us. We're fighting for the community. You could be going through this as well. Because I was looking at my book earlier, and it was something about dreams. Somebody could be having like prophetic dreams or something like that. You could be really seeing some vivid things here. You could be fighting in your sleep as well, having astral wars. See, I remember like when we first started spiritual warfare, before I even knew what warfare was, right? When I was still kind of asleep, I guess, and I didn't know what was going on. I was being attacked with the black magic. I used to have really, really vivid dreams, right? And then all of a sudden my dreams were stolen. I couldn't remember anything, whatever, right? So I noticed that now as the shift is here, because there's a shift. I don't know if you feel it, but yeah, there's definitely a shift here. And now it's like I'm getting little parts, bits and pieces of my dreams back. And I'm starting to notice like I'm also fighting in these wars. Like at one time I was so, I guess I was so down that I couldn't help him fight in the war. You know what I'm saying? But it's like now I'm up. You know what I'm saying? My spirit is woke to what's going on. Like, I don't know. I know it sounds weird, but you could be going through this too. Like, you could really be like, you know, starting to understand, like, we're going through astral wars, spiritual warfare. Like, you know, we're getting down in our sleep and everything. You know, it's like our spirits are really waking up. And I felt like when I woke up this morning, because I noticed in the middle of our sleep, we're waking up in prayer. We're waking up saying different things, right? And it used to be him a lot, but I'm noticing myself doing these things as well. I can't sleep as much anymore. I'm tossing and turning because I know something is happening.
Right.
You could be feeling this.
And you know, when it comes down to astral wars and the spiritual and your sleep state, you can't look to put it together in your conscious mind, because truth be told, when you come back from the astral realm, you may not even remember what's going on, right? That's why you gotta let a deep-seated knowingness fall over you and establish a real connection with your ancestors so that you can kind of begin to understand what's going on. Like, it's getting to a point for me where I can remember now. See, I gave up. It was one thing in my life, and the ancestors was like, you need to stop doing this, because as long as you're doing this, you can't really, it's going to be something missing. And I wouldn't listen. It was like, it took me like a year and a half before I really let it resonate. And when I removed that one thing, now it's more clear. Like, I can almost step from my dream state back into the 3D, and I can now remember, and I can see what's going on.
Oh my gosh, I just heard, back to life, back to reality.
You heard me. And I know it's astral wars because I got the Fool in reverse to the Seven of Wands. That sounds like defense in somebody's sleep, right? This Fool in reverse to the healing energy. This is a misuse of power, right? This is, like I said, it feels like a person that could be trying to invade your dream state. With the Fool in reverse, the Fool in reverse is somebody that definitely can astral travel, because it's a major arcana, right? It's actually the most powerful card in the deck when you think about it. Seven of Wands to the transition, and then you got a King of Pentacles to the authority. So I see a spirit guide in your energy as well. This King of Pentacles is an authority. And I think this is what High Priestess was talking about when she was basically saying, like, we be going to war in our sleep state, and sometimes I really feel like it's for a lot of y'all that's connected to us. I'm just being perfectly honest. Because sometimes I wake up and be like, what is that, right? And it's not necessarily like, you know, I know you or you know me. It's spiritual, right? I could just be working with your ancestors. I could be, it could be a number of things that go on spiritually. Right. This is why it's called soul tribe. Like, sometimes even in the matter of this kind of energy I'm speaking of, it's so much that goes on that orchestrates your real life, down to the people you meet. You know, sometimes it's the ancestors that's sending people your way so that you can really get and benefit from soul tribe energy. You know what happens when two are gathered, right? The Bible says when two are gathered, God is in the midst. So much more would that magnify when you're talking about a tribe, a collective individuals. There you find strength in your thought, strength in your reason, and strength in the metaphysical aspects of life. Just by linking with your soul tribe.
I keep picking up soul tribe energy. Like, that's the message this week, I guess, you know, because that's what's over here.
And with the Seven of Wands to the transition against the Fool in reverse, it's definitely a time for us to begin to defend as a whole. Like, when you think about the world that you in, instead of thinking about it being you in the world, try to think about it being like, think like it's 5 or 6 other people just like me that I could be living for, right? That I could be trying to reach. This is not only happening to me, this is happening to 5 or 6. Because sometimes when we have spiritual occurrences or spiritual advents, they're so powerful that trickster spirits come in and try to convince us, well, you're the only one that goes through this. That's a trick. It's much more people going through it than you realize. But when that's again back to that isolating. That's how we lose and steady losing battles, by isolating. The Seven of Wands transition, I feel like this is a united Seven of Wands, right? It's more of like a collective Seven of Wands, I can say. Three of Swords in reverse to the perception in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse to perception in reverse. Judgment in reverse. And then the Two of Torches in reverse. Like, this is a lot of energy in reverse. All right, so let's deal with the Three of Swords to the perception to the judgment in reverse. I feel like it's kind of like being unfazed in a sense, maybe not willing to come up off of the way you see something. Three of Swords in reverse to the perception to the judgment in reverse to the Two of Torches. And I also feel like somebody in this energy, it could be causing you to be undecided, and it could be causing you to not make a move. The Two of Wands is the energy of, it's like everybody needs Two of Torches when you first, when you starting out and it's the beginning, you normally in Two of Wands energy where everything is like, okay, I'm gonna make a move. I see that in reverse to the judgment, to the Three of Swords. So somebody you failing to see things maybe clearly or the way that they are, your perception is in reverse to the Three of Swords. So it's a failure even to see things a different way. I mean, I really don't know what's laying out here on this table or who I'm talking to. But like, I see the judgment in reverse and I see the Fool in reverse. And that's setting the theme of the reading. That's two major arcanas in reverse. So it really can't be nothing good going on in the matter of being aware. Somebody, you stuck to the way you think. And maybe God is trying to tell you something and you're not hearing it. I see King of Pentacles to the Authority. That's a spirit guide all day. So maybe you might want to just focus on your intuition a little bit more. Like, I don't know what you got over there.
Well, I'm still...
This is complicated.
I'm still looking at the flow of prosperity to the Wheel of Fortune, and I love it. It's just a lot of new opportunity, new beginnings, and just a better situation. But then I'm like, Spirit is so, real that Spirit's like, wow, things are getting better. T-I-A, Tia could be your name. Your name could be Tia, Arthur, something like that. Anthony, Tony, I don't know, I just heard. But something about, I feel like Spirit is just being upfront and real, while things are getting better. I'm here, my life is getting better, and it is, right? But we got the Chariot in the reverse, so there could be something that happens here. Like, something just spirals out of control. Now, this could be a conversation. This could be, I'm even seeing someone's, like, toilet or sink overflowing or something, so be mindful of that. Like, you're sinking your toilet, because I've seen, like, something overflowing here. But I don't know, there's just some kind of obstacle that could come up. And I feel like by now, when obstacles and challenges come up, you just have to trust. With Vishnu here, trust, right? Hard work. We have the hamster showing up as well. So it says hard work, storing energy, focused on personal needs and security. So there could be a situation that comes up, right? Even though I told you guys, this is the best week that we will ever have. Why? Because we have been determined that this is going to be the best week we ever had. We can feel the shift. We can feel the change. We can feel the energy, right? So there could be something that comes up. And I feel like this could be, like an ultimate test of, how much have you learned, right now. Like, you know, it could be something that comes up very challenging, right? Where normally you may curse somebody out, right? But maybe you're tested to see how you handle this situation, right? There could be something coming up where it could be trying to prevent you from doing something important, right? Well, how will you handle this situation this week? I feel like, you know, we're really about to be tested, and you just have to trust and make the right decisions here. Just know that even when something goes wrong, your hard work is paying off, and store up your energy. Like, you know when to fight and when not to fight. Pick and choose your battles and focus on personal needs, right? Your personal needs and security. There could be a lot of things wanting you to feel insecure, but you have to trust. Remember, trust is here for you. It's very important that you don't forget trust, and that you don't forget how hard you have been working, because, you know, there's an energy here that wants you to feel like things are just spiraling out of control, and they could. You know, there can even be like some kind of delay in travel, some kind of canceled plans. I'm seeing someone, I don't know, maybe vacation has been canceled, you couldn't get off of work, whatever it is. You know, something is trying to take you out of like a calm space. And Spirit is saying, remember how far you have come, right? Don't allow your emotions to pull you outside of the mission, because remember, everything is a part of the plan and the purpose, and everything works out for the good, right? So when delays come, just know that it could be saving you from something, right? Trust.
Okay, so over here I got a 4-card spread, and I'm gonna run through it. It says, you know, you got the Moon in reverse, to the Romantic Love in reverse, to the King of Wands in reverse, to the Crown Chakra in reverse. Uh-oh. So let's stop there. First of all, this is somebody in your past or your present. It's a masculine energy. They are out their mind. The King of Wands in reverse to the Crown Chakra in reverse, that's somebody who's definitely out their mind. Very promiscuous, probably very controlling. The Moon in reverse to the Romantic Love in reverse is probably somebody that you tried to love, but more than likely you couldn't, around secrets. The Moon in reverse is like, it could be like, in one sense, it could be the truth, but in this sense, I'm feeling like prolonged lies, right? Because the Romantic Love is in reverse to the Moon in reverse. So this is, like I said, a masculine that could have been in your energy or could be in your energy now. And I see a disconnect from you in that energy, because notice, this King of Wands, he over here with the Crown Chakra in reverse. So that's a crazy man, indeed. And this is you. Could be a masculine. It doesn't, man or woman, take it as it resonates. But I see the 8 of Pentacles to the Sacral Chakra, and that's upright. So that's self-mastery. That's healing. 8 of Pentacles, Sacral Chakra. So that's a far cry from this Crown Chakra in reverse to the King of Wands. There's a divide in the energy. Somebody you working. And I'm going to tell you, one of the most powerful places that you can heal within you is your sacral. Your sacral energy, right? Your Svadhisthana it means its own abode. That's how big your sacral energy is. So when you move away with the 8 of Pentacles with the sacral, you got to watch this King of Wands with the Crown Chakra in reverse, because that is a person that will, they will compromise you. People don't like to see your sacral get healthy, because they know you disconnected from them then. You understand what that means? Let me say it. When you are connected to a person, like, and you lay down with them or whatever, as long as you connected to them, they have a hold on you. They can kind of read in your energetic field. They can actually see your emotions, right? It becomes vivid. They can travel to you in a dream state. They can move toward you in many different directions just by being energetically attached to you. Now, when you detach from them and your sacral heal, that's when people go crazy, because now they want you so bad, right? Because the sacral energy is that powerful. And when it heals in a person, it's evident. It's evident. When you heal your sacral energy, uh, your dignity returns, your self-worth returns, your value unto others is recognizable, right? You know, you ever seen that person that compromised themselves so bad, but then they gave their life to Christ, and then you see them, and now it's like, oh yeah, man, they don't be doing nothing no more. They good because they sacral is healed. Like when your sacral energy is healed, it causes people to go crazy. Like this King of Wands over here. So Spirit is saying, don't give in to what's being said, because it's coming from a divine masculine in reverse with the 8 of torches in reverse. So that's a message you need to block, and it's a message that ain't about nothing. It's coming from this King of Wands with the crown chakra in reverse. That's the same person. That's this divine masculine in reverse. And it could be a woman. It doesn't even have to be a man. So I would say to you, remain in this 8 of Pentacles to the sacral chakra energy. You could be 39, you could be 32, 29, 37, 44, and 48, even 29, right? Keep healing your sacral energy. It looks good on you. But do understand, the more that it heals up, the more you're going to be, this King of Wands energy over here, they're going to try their best to get you in a compromising situation. And the King of Wands, they're going to always be trying to get behind you, Divine Feminine. Remember that. Because that's what the King of Wands do. So guard your sacral energy. Continue to heal. And never forget that the moon in reverse was the romantic love in reverse. So never forget a situation where it was prolonged and ongoing and continuous lies. Don't ever think that it's wise to return to a situation like that where you never knew the truth or you could never get the truth. That within itself tells you that's not where you should be. Because why would you want to put yourself back through that? That's torment. It within itself, not knowing the truth is torment.
But they say, get me once, shame on you. Get me twice,
shame on me. Right. Think about it. As good, ain't no good time in the way. I mean, we could have explored all 52 states, and we could have went to the 7th heaven, right? But if I can never get the truth from you, that's torment. Mm-hmm. And nobody should have to live with that. And if you blessed to have escaped that, don't ever find yourself back in that. You better find somebody that's going to be honest with you. Because ain't nothing like being a super hyper intuitive and somebody lying to you. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the worst thing. Because the more they lie, the more you see. And the more they laugh. Because they know they got you. You ever notice that?
That's the demon laughing.
They be laughing. Mm-hmm. You be like, so you telling me you ain't do such that? No, I ain't do that.
And I know because I've been a demon. You know what I'm saying?
And you know. I've been on both sides.
You know what I'm saying? Me too. So it's like,
But it doesn't feel well. Mm-hmm. Why go back to it? Mm-hmm. Either way, why go back to it or why revert back to it? Mm-hmm. I refuse to be with somebody that I gotta lie to. Mm-hmm. It takes too much energy. Okay. And then not to mention, anybody I ever lied to, I got a whipping for it. I'm wise enough to tell you, I never got away with one lie that I ever told somebody. I didn't. God, I paid for every lie that every fast game that I ran on somebody. Mm-hmm. In the end, I'm conscious enough to know when the karma came back. See, I was spiritually sensitive. I can say I know why this is happening to me.
Blame myself.
I did that. Mm-hmm. Now, some people, they choose to be naive. They go through life getting beaten, battered, and wonder why. When they kept doing, mm-hmm. they do dirt to everybody and then be like, well, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? That's why it be happening, because God don't, you're going to reap what you sow. It says, be ye not deceived. God is not mocked. That whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's law, so.
Get that WWF SmackDown.
It's going to come back. Better start trying to clean that energy out. Every opportunity to tell the truth, I'm with it now, right? Because I know it does something. It does something for the future. It also helps you change your thoughts. Because your thought, if you always thinking about stealing, what do you think is going to manifest in your reality? A bunch of spirits that's going to steal from you. No, for real. Like, think about it. If you always go in the store and you always like, I'm going to steal something, right? I'm going to just steal something. For nothing, I got a pot full of money, but I'm going to just steal something. Think it's cute. You stole something. Well, in reality, those are your thoughts. So when you checking your bank account and there's money gone and you like, what's going on? The same spirits, they doing it to you because you invited them in. See what you doing in 3D, as above, so below. Now you got spirits in the other realms, and they stealing from you because this is what you manifest. Yo,
so real.
Keep it real. Okay. Tell the truth.
That's 100. Okay, and you know, I like this. You know, let's get into it. So we got the Work Your Magic with Saint Germain, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, a little concerning. And then we have the Sloth. Okay, so let's get into this energy. So I feel like with the 9 of Pentacles here in the reverse, I don't know, you know, vanity and conceit. I feel like humility is what I'm hearing, because you know how sometimes, you know, and I only tell you guys things from experience, so I don't talk from a place of being above anything. I talk from a place of going through these things, so I feel like I have dominion to speak about them, right? And I feel like, you know, this could be a place where, you know, sometimes we just need to simmer down a little bit. Like, God could even be giving you extra finances, and I feel like someone's wasting resources. Like, you know, I don't know if God's blessing you with extra, right? And maybe the extra he's giving you, you could be wasting it. Like, let's be real. Like, imagine, you know, the things that we do. Let's say when we have to go out to work, right? We can have a refrigerator full of groceries, a freezer full of groceries, and instead of cooking, you know, our lunch at home, we leave the refrigerator full and we go out and we buy food, right? That is wastefulness, right? So it's just things like that. I don't know, Spirit is wanting you to really, wanting us, Spirit says make sure you say us, because you too, girl, woman, lady, yes, me. Okay? Spirit is like, you know, you guys need to really tighten up. I don't know, with the Sloth here, there's like some kind of lack of enthusiasm right now with the collective. I don't know if it's like because you feel like, I feel like all of us are in the energy of receiving, like finally, and maybe because we haven't received what we think we're supposed to receive right now, it's like, you know, I don't know, you know how you spend little money. Imagine, right? Imagine if you had $25, right? But you know on Friday you were going to get a little $100 check, right? You would probably splurge that $25 throughout the week because you know that, you know, the $100 is coming out. You could be doing that. Like, you know, you could be feeling like God has something big coming to you. So maybe you could be splurging a little bit. But Spirit is like, get it together here. Okay? There's something about being dedicated to your spiritual practice right now, because you could be having some kind of lack of enthusiasm. So you could be like a tarot reader, energy reader. You could be some kind of spiritualist, some kind of guru. And maybe like you feel like you need to take a break, or maybe you feel like, you know, you're no longer in your lane. This could be a tricky spirit trying to stop you from something, making you feel like a lack of enthusiasm to whatever it is that God wants you to do here. I don't know. There's something about like an indifference towards, you know, your religious duties. I don't know if you could be like going back and forth with someone in a relationship. This could be a religious leader, but I don't know. There's some kind of indifference between like somebody's religious duties or something here is what I'm picking up. But Spirit is saying to continue working your magic, okay? Make sure that you're not, you know, right now is not the time to be like materialistic. Spirit is saying, you know, less is better right now. Okay? Spirit is saying do not overindulge because it could lead you to being into codependency. Okay, did you hear what I said? Spirit says do not overspend, or you could end up in a situation where you become codependent. Okay, so work your magic, find your enthusiasm again. Someone needs to take action here. Okay? Someone needs to dust off their altar or something like that. Okay? There could be, I just seen like food on someone's altar or something like that. Someone needs to clean that up. Okay? You could be feeling down because it just needs to be a little, you need to go through and do a little cleanup, a little wipe down, a little bust down. Light you some incense, light you a candle, get your mind right, sit there and meditate or whatever. But I don't know, someone just needs to trust here. Work your magic. Okay? Don't allow tricky spirits to fool you. Like if God is giving you more and you're just spending it wrong, that's not God's fault. And I'm just here to tell you that, sis, bro, right? Because I've been in that situation where God gives you more and the more money we make, the more problems. So we add things on and then we feel like, oh, well, that's still not enough. Well, look, you got the raise. You got the raise in the spirit, right? Now you got to learn how to manage it. Okay? And maybe you're like, well, this ain't enough. And, maybe to your standard it's not. But God says this is what you have to work with right now. Not saying that it has to be forever, but you better learn how to manage what he's giving you right now. Right? Because I'm hearing you're not going without. You may not have everything that you think you desire or you think you deserve, but I'm hearing you're not going without. Right? Something about that. Find some enthusiasm here. Work your magic. There's something about repurposing things, okay? There could be some things around your home that need to be repurposed. Okay? I'm hearing rebranding. Someone could be needing to rebrand their business. You could be rebranding your business. Something about that. You could be just rebranding yourself. Like, this is who I am now. This is what I'm accepting. These are my boundaries. This is what I'm looking for. And kudos to you, right? For knowing exactly what you want. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that because there's going to be someone that accepts exactly what you desire. Right? So kudos to you for standing 10 toes down. Work your magic.
Somebody, Stacy, could be significant. Cora and Stacy. And this energy right here is kind of this deep. This on an intuitive level, this is very deep. So this may not resonate with everyone, but nevertheless, you got this Knight of Wands to the dynamic, right? And I really feel like this is a very fast-moving spiritual energy. Knight of Wands in an ancestral deck, it could be a spirit guide card. And with this dynamic, this Eight of Swords to the passion, I feel like, now mind you, not everyone, but somebody you got yourself in a situation, it could have been a love affair, it could have been a spell gone wrong, it could have been a number amount of things that cause this Eight of Swords energy to the passion. But I feel like this Knight of Wands moved towards you in a dynamic fashion. So this was like a knight. This could have been like a spirit guide. It could have actually been somebody moving towards you like a valiant energy. It could have been a masculine. It could have been a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. And I feel like they moved towards you rather quick. The Knight of Wands is the fastest moving energy. And I feel like you was in distress. So you could have been in some type of imprisonment, self-induced. You could have just been in your head the wrong way. And I see this Knight of Wands moving towards you, and it brought empowerment, right? Now the empowerment to the Queen of Wands in reverse, this is like I said, somebody in your bag the wrong way. You could have been operating from the standpoint of a wicked witch, maybe in your emotions. Doesn't have to be you, but somebody in this energy was a Queen of Wands in reverse. Somebody who probably got mad about something and they felt like they was going to even the score, make the playing field level, but somebody took some sort of shortcut with magic and they got them in this Eight of Swords energy. This Knight of Wands, they brought empowerment. And it allows somebody to remember who they were. Remembrance. Which turns out the Queen of Swords. So you went from the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Swords with the Remembrance card. Definitely, this energy is definitely self-explanatory. Like, I'm saying a person, you was in the wrong way, right? You got yourself in a situation where you were bound. It could have been in a relationship with the wrong person, and you need a liberator. So somebody liberated you. It could have been a metaphysical energy, a spirit guide. It could have been another masculine coming in looking, hey, man or woman, but a masculine stepped in, Knight of Wands, very fast moving, saved you, very passionate, right? And maybe you could have been bound in the area of passion. Eight of Swords to the passion is like root chakra work, lust binding, being bound to something very lustful. Nevertheless, like I said, the Queen of Wands in reverse to the empowerment turned it upright, Queen of Swords, so you remember who you were and you speaking out now. And that's good. I feel like we got to go through things to get to where we need to be at. So, I mean, what would you have to say if you never went through anything? Begin to look at it like that. Instead of looking at it like you coming up short or, looking at it like you got the short end of the stick, think of it like if nothing ever happened to me in life, then my purpose in the kingdom must not be much. Mm-hmm. Because to whom much is given, much is required. So what am I saying? If God expects you to be a true leader, oftentimes he gives you a life of suffering. Mm-hmm. Why? Because a lot was given. So it was required. For what? For you to go through a lot. So that you can have a testimony, so that you can have dominion. Moreover, so you can be relatable.
Okay.
Because it's nothing like trying to help somebody and they looking at you like, man, you never even been through what you trying to help me with. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a difference when God puts you through some things, a series of unwanted vicissitudes in life where you just go through things and they just mess you all up and they just hurt you so bad and scar you and leave you broken. But then you come out on the other end. Now you see purpose. Because now God can use you to influence the life of other people very easily. Mm-hmm. Not even with an effort. Just being you, a survivor. Somebody want to talk to a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
You know that?
I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop.
Hey.
I'm going to survive.
I ain't going to lie. It was a time I went through that. When I went through, I was wounded. And when I healed, who I wanted to talk to? I wanted to talk to the people that healed from what I went through. I wanted to talk to the survivors, right? My therapy, the sessions that I went to in therapy after my wounding, you know what they were? It was a bunch of us that went through the same ordeal because we were now the survivors. So when somebody would come into the meeting that was just coming out of the GSW ward or, ICU or whatever, we could tell them, hey, look, this is what I did. This is how I made it. I was able to be a benefit to others. Same way with you. Mm-hmm. So really don't take that as don't take that lightly. Because some of them nights when you were out there on the road, you could have been unalive. Some of them risks that you took out there on the road in life, this journey we call life, the result could have been you being unalive. So the fact that God brought you through it is not to be taken lightly.
Okay. Good energy. We got Sagittarius and Jupiter energy out here. You could be feeling like, very enthusiastic, a lot of just surges of energy, and then, maybe feeling not so many surges with the Cancer and Moon here. So it could be a very conflicting energy you're going through right now. You could be having some ups and downs in your moods. I get it. It's okay. Just make sure you stay grounded, stay balanced, do things that make you feel happy right now. Remember, this is the best week we're ever going to have. Why? Because we made a conscious decision to do this, right? We also have Virgo and Venus out here, okay? Make sure that, you allow your ego and your pride to the side, right? Nobody's perfect, right? Virgo can be like a perfectionist kind of energy, right? We want to give people a chance, grace, right? Just like we want grace extended to us, we want to give other humans grace. Now, I love this energy. We got the big lion out here, okay? You could be a Leo in the energy. We got the lion out here. We got the devil in the verse. We got the devil on the run again.
We got the demon on the run again.
Hey, out here acting like a hooligan. Hey, we got the devil on the run again, right? And then we got the spiritual law of attraction, Melchizedek, right? So we got a lot of powerful energy out here. You know, this is someone who has literally freed themselves. I'm hearing some of you guys, literally, you have dropped some addictions. Like I'm talking about cold turkey. This ain't no programs, and no disrespect to anyone that goes through programs. I'm talking about what's going on right now is people dropping things out of their life because they desire to do it at this moment. It's nothing planned. It's just something that God is putting on your heart and you're doing it and it's working. And, you know, things are dropping out of your life, things that no longer resonate with your spirit. I love this for you. I feel like you're more open-minded now. You know, you could have been feeling like you were bound. You could have been very codependent on the decision of other human beings. But, you know, I feel like now you're more open-minded and free from distress. Okay? I really like this energy for you. You know, I feel like, you know, there's someone and you freed yourself, right? From your limited mindset. You know, imagine if you grow up with parents and they have a limited mindset. So you become a child with a limited mindset. So there's someone that's freed themselves from this. And then we have the spiritual law of attraction here. So you are attracting in beautiful things because, you know, you have decided to let things go. And we have the lion here. So I know this is true. You know, you are in the energy of representing power and authority right now. So you could be showing up very powerful. I'm picking up feminine energy. You could even be a woman like in a position of a boss, authority. I'm seeing a woman like with her heels on and she's standing there in authority, right? Leadership, royalty, wisdom, self-confidence, experience, okay? Your experiences, you know, it's like, you know, the things you've gone through are allowing you to experience life differently, you know? I feel like you are attracting a lot of good things here. You could be like, I don't know, there could be a lot of things, you know, very attracted to you. You know, I feel like, you know, things are, it's almost like, you know, a magnet, right? With a bunch of paper clips. I see things just wanting to stick to you, okay? There could even be like, you know, you could be reading things and just picking up knowledge very quickly. A lot of downloads could be coming to you very quickly. I don't know. I just see fast motion and movement here for you. Because of your confidence, there's something that your confidence, if you would not have had the courage, you could have never gotten this promotion, position, whatever it is. There's someone, I don't know if you like received some kind of position of authority, leadership. You've been promoted is what I'm hearing. I love this. Okay? You could be taking a position that gives you more freedom in life. Something like that. Okay? Something about being more flexible, more free. Okay? Someone is really wanting freedom here, and you're using the wisdom that God gave you to experience freedom, is what I'm seeing. Something about your courage. Yeah. You're attracting. Hey. Spiritual law of attraction. Hey. Hey. You're attracting. Spiritual law of attraction. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You're calling things in. You're demanding things, you know, to come into you. It's like because you're living how you're living, things are so excited to get close to you. It's like, you know, you demand the things that you want, so they come to you. I'm coming to you. Hey, I'm coming to you. Hey, hey. Spiritual law of attraction. We pray that God we get his blessings. And ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. Hey, blessings flow in so abundantly. Our chakras look, they're actually popping. We keep on going, we can't be stopping. Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. Blessings flow in so abundantly. Hey, yeah, your courage, you know, being courageous. Keep being courageous. Keep being bold. Keep doing you. It's like, we got natural powers. Hey, don't need no superpowers. Hey, we got natural powers. Hey, don't need no superpowers. Hey, what's that song? She's like, it will never be a royal. It's running our blood. This kind of love just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. Who sang that? You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule.
Royals.
I like that. Right? That was the message, guys. We love you guys so much. We hope you guys enjoyed the message. Okay? If you would like to support our page, you know, if you would like to send in a spiritual donation, everything is listed on our page. Look, we do this thing for you guys. We love you guys so much. If you would like to book a personal reading, they are free. We just ask for a spiritual donation for our time. Okay? Make sure you subscribe so you can get the videos when they are, not available here. If you subscribe to the page, you'll be able to have the videos to, access at your own discretion. Thank you guys for your energy. Hey, it's your energy. Everybody loves your energy. 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 It's your energy. Hey, I said they all of your energy. Hey, they all of your energy. Hey, is this a friend or an enemy? Hey, they all of your energy. Hey, my energy. Hey, my energy. Hey, my energy. Hey, my energy. Yeah. Hey, and that was the message. Hey, accept or rejected. Hey, but keep your spirit protected. Hey, and that was the message. Look, make sure you guys go follow us on YouTube, Elemental Beings, Divine News, okay? We're going to be doing some live zodiac readings this evening. Hey, what's funny, Will? I said, ha, what's funny? Ha, what's funny? I said, what you laughing at? Huh? Ha, what's funny? Hey, run me my money. You guys have a good one, all right? Let me get out of here before I get to start acting crazy.